Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to the very first episode of Is It Safe to Say? I'm Rosie, and I'm excited and honestly incredibly nervous to share this space with you. But this podcast is a raw, faith filled journey for anyone struggling to believe while life feels heavy. Whether you're walking through pain, poverty, prayer with Jesus, this is a safe place about the real stuff: mental health, self worth, doubt, and hope. No filters, no fake perfections, just honesty, healing, and reminders that God still sees you, still loves you, and still has a purpose for your life. You're not alone. So, why is it safe to say? Well, I started this journey inspired by YouTubers with the Perrys. Their episode on discipleship really hit me to the point in my life. It's exactly what I needed at the time. I'm still new to faith, but I'm 312 days sober, not a drop of alcohol, and that's something I can only thank Jesus for. Because without him, none of this, okay, none of this would be possible. Um, in today's episode, I wanted to talk about something close to the heart: how Jesus meets us in our brokenness. Not when we're got it all together, but right in the middle of the mess. Before I got sober, I didn't really think that Jesus had a space for me, for someone like me. I felt like I was invisible. I felt alone. I felt ashamed. I kept hearing about grace, but let's be honest, did most of us really think that it was for us? Because I fucked up a lot, especially being addicted, going through addiction for over a decade, pain, anxiety, numbness. But along the way, I felt like as I was going through it, Jesus was slowly but surely on the way to delivering me. I had so many times where I tried to stop drinking on my own. Like I said, I didn't think mercy was in line for me in any way, shape, or form. I completely drank my life away, running from one memory to the next. Every time I felt myself coming too close to coming down, you know how when you're intoxicated, whether it's pills or alcohol, I always made sure I went right back up. My body relied on it to the point where I can remember I went 4 or 5 hours on purpose trying to show somebody I cared about their opinion on my dreadful habit. And the withdrawal symptoms was horrendous. It was fucking terrible. I felt like I popped a perk 30 and a molly just to add the icing on the fucking cake. And I had to drive home because I was so embarrassed that it even happened like that. Granted, I never really actually tried to go, you know, I never really tried to stop drinking before. And I didn't realize that about myself. But for some delulu fucking reason, I thought it would work. And that was when God really opened my eyes. When I knew I couldn't go 4 to 5 hours without drinking, I knew I was a functioning alcoholic, but God showed me I had no control. I let over 10 years of brokenness and depression and grudges and so much more hold me back. I started to realize at that point this can't be all that life has to offer. I can't tell you how many depressive episodes I had that I almost honestly didn't make it back from. And I'm not trying to, I'm sorry for the trigger warnings. I will definitely put trigger warnings on this post. But what used to be a way for me to cope, protect my brain, my job, my life, my past, who I was, the very thing that I thought that was helping me all these years would literally soon end me, was so close to ending me. My addiction was no longer my best friend. I thought my addiction was something that was honestly helping me because it was helping me stay intact with my life. It was helping me get to work. It was helping me do my job correctly. It was helping me not let, that fear, anxiety, life into my mind. I was constantly numbed, so I thought that it was, I thought that all this time it was my best friend, but no, that was my sworn enemy. And it was keeping me from pure peace, from Jesus. And Jesus is that peace that I realized. And there's a reason why Jesus needs you to only worry about today's troubles, for tomorrow has its own. I cannot see and fully experience what God is doing in my life because I was still so stuck in the past. But realizing this shifted parts of me that began to hunger for change. I was exhausted spiritually, mentally, and physically. I knew that I was going to make it. I knew I wasn't going to make it out alive if it wasn't through God. Like that was something. I knew the power that God had, but I also knew that I had none. And you would think that when I realized this, that I would drop everything and go on my hands and knees and start praying. No, it did not work like that. Once that darkness still has you, and it realizes that it's being threatened, it tightens that fucking chain around your neck. And I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's how it felt for me. It tightened that chain real quick around my neck. Day by day, it was telling me, you're not worthy. You think he's going to save you? Like, after all this time, after over 10 years, after, like, do you not remember your childhood? You know? And it broke me so many times, but along the way, Jesus kept showing me like these vicious attacks for what they were. I feel like it was like discernment, and it started to make me feel like shit. This is what evil usually uses. This is their tactic that they've been using for generations and generations. They literally go to the strongest souls. They go to the strongest souls and they beat them down verbally. They whisper in their ear, you're nothing. You're never going to amount to nothing. If you're not perfect, it's not going to be accepted. If you can't do it this way, you're not going to breed these results. And it constantly puts you in like this fucked up cycle where it keeps you so stuck to the point where you don't even want to move no more. And that's the ultimate attack that the enemy does to you. But Jesus is letting you know it's all right to be in your mess. It's okay to make mistakes. Jesus is infinite. That means that he has the power to weave your good decisions and your bad decisions into a beautiful fucking design that works for your life. All you got to do is surrender it, and surrendering it daily. Because think about it, we forget with daily life struggles, we forget to pause and to realign with God. We forget to pause and realign with Jesus's prayer, knowing that his faith, his love, his mercy, his grace is with us wherever we go. But the enemy be trying to make you feel like, nah, it's not there. It ain't there. I'm here though. It wants you to be so comfortable to the point where you don't be trying to seek anything greater than yourself. You just want to sit and you want to throw a pity party, or you want to just keep let me take it back. I got used to depression. Okay? I got used to depression because it protected me from disappointment. I felt like if I already disappointed myself, then there's not really much to be disappointed in. You know, I don't look for better. I just thought that, hey, I got this life, I got this alcohol, you know, I just go to work every day, my bills are paid, I'm being responsible, you know, not so much responsible as in taking care of myself, but responsible on the outside looking in. It looks good. But from the inside looking out, everything was a hard, painful mess. It was traumatic experience after traumatic experience after traumatic experience after deepest betrayal after, and if you allow it to bring back all those dark memories, if you allow it to continuously drive you, then it will keep you grounded right where you're at. But Jesus, he specializes in brokenness. This is the fact that you're broken, the fact that you have no strength is why Jesus is there. Think about it. He leaves the 99 to search for the lost sheep. And that is not by mistake. It's your pain, the things that have happened to you, it is not by mistake. It may have been caused by the enemy, but like I said before, Jesus is right there and he's meeting you in all of it, just like he met me in all of it. And like you may stumble along the way. You may lose sight. Naturally I trip on air. Just saying. But ultimately, if you just lean on prayer, forgiveness, surrendering, and allowing Jesus to guide you through the victories and the pain, I don't know what isn't possible for you. Because to be honest, the fact that I'm 300 something days sober and I haven't had no hospital visits when I couldn't go 4 to 5 hours without being intoxicated. Like I'm talking about alcohol, let's just say it was with me everywhere I went. Everywhere I went, it was close by, somewhere, shape, or form. And having it all together is a lie. It is a lie meant to keep you fixated on the wrong path, on a path that is dark, that is painful, that's scary. I'm sorry, I just went down memory lane and it sucks, but that's when you have to pull yourself back and realize that walking with Jesus isn't just a walk. It's about allowing him to renew you, to restore you, to deliver you. I'm to the point where I'm surrendering my full myself to Jesus, my timeline, my hopes, my dreams. Like, please show me what pleases you. Lead me towards everything you need me to be. Being an introvert, I also felt like my mess will never get healed because I don't talk to people much, but I was so wrong about that. Jesus is very aware of the quiet ones, so much that I even converted my gaming server to a Christ-based server. He was like, don't worry, you're gonna do my work just fine. And it did happen. I'm actually thankful to the Lord that he even gave me that thought. Then I also wrote and published 4 Amazon books. Then after that, I felt like this big urge to get baptized, and it was that I cried, okay? And now I'm doing this podcast, which I'm still very nervous about, but he's worked in me in ways that I honestly never thought I would ever do. He knew I was so broken, depressed, confused, lost. I was a sinner. I still am. All of us, someone who made mistake after mistake, so broken. I can't even tell you who I was, but that day I was like, I could remember like it was yesterday. I was on the bathroom floor, and I was alone. I had a glass bottle of Captain Morgan in my lap. I was sitting literally against the sink. And I felt so, I was so broken in that moment. And I knew like this shit just got way out of fucking control. time slipped away from me. And like now I'm here, and I was so ready. Like I was begging for Jesus to save me from all of it. He did not turn his face from me. He did not leave me. He did not forsake me. He did not condemn me. It felt like he got on that floor with me and he held me. Bro, like I remember I cried myself to sleep that day. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was like the middle of the day. And I cried myself to sleep that day. And I feel like from that day forward, that's when the healing began. Like, I want to remember that day forever, because looking back, like that's the day. That's the day when all that healing started. Like, that's when I really started to notice from the past, like everything that he's doing. Some way, shape, or form. Like, I just feel like I know it's him. And I still get doubts, I still gonna doubt if this is all gonna happen. But I also know if this was gonna work, I had to put my work behind it. Like, I knew evil wasn't gonna let me go that easily. And again, I was so used to depression that was already a battle in itself. I don't know if some of you ever, been through that before, where you gotten used to depression so much to the point where things are happening, you're just like, yeah, like what else is new? I've literally, like, I asked the Lord, I told him, I said, please take away the unrealistic expectations I have about my life. I acknowledge that I often leaned on lies and false beliefs that I carried with me since childhood, from people, from experience throughout my whole life. Please, Father, remove these from my mind and replace them with the truth of your living word. I felt myself changing, and he was placing signs in front of me to, like, learn more, pray more, seek more. He was like, he literally like met me in the middle of my brokenness. And even in my it was like the most peace I've felt in so like, when I tell you in so long, like, yeah, I was going through so much, but it was peaceful. I still don't understand it. When I do, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell y'all, but like, I don't know, but I just know that it was, I felt him renewing me. I still feel him redeeming me from things, and that was like over a year ago. Like, I love the way that he teaches. Like, Jesus will give you little by little. He'll show you, and he didn't wait for me to be perfect. He was just waiting for me to call on him for help. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted me to learn of his holiness, surrender my pain that was never meant for me to even carry alone in the first place. My brokenness was the very thing that led me, like, I'm sorry for saying like so much. It led me to living my life instead of just surviving it. When I get anxiety about the past or the future, I feel so much better giving that to God, because he always said, vengeance is mine. I don't know how it happens, but I have so much peace in knowing that we were never meant to battle that evil, and that his time is limited. What changed for me, like, was realizing Jesus actually specializes in the broken. He came for the sick, not the well. And yes, that includes me and you. I also wanted to share these verses with you that helped me on my path. Psalms 34:18, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. Romans 5:8, while we are still sinners, Christ died for us. Luke 15, the story of the prodigal son, God runs towards the broken. And I also wanted to say a prayer for those who are actively seeking. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe. Thank you for this podcast, and God bless those who are listening and struggling. I pray that you reach every soul who doesn't know you yet, that you cover them in your love and surround them with your mercy and grace. I pray that those are hurting in silence, feeling unworthy or afraid to come to you, wrap them in your gentle mercy. Whisper to their hearts that they are not too far, not too broken, not too late. Give them the courage to reach for you, even if all they can do is whisper your name. Let them feel your love, meeting them right where they are. You are the healer of wounds and the lifter of heads. Draw them in with kindness and remind them that they are never alone. Thank you, Jesus, for loving these people more than I ever could. In your mighty, holy name I pray. Amen. If you're struggling right now, if you're stuck in something or wondering if God even sees you, I want you to hear me. He does. He loves you now, not just the future cleaned up version of you. Grace lives right in the broken places. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I know this was a heavy one to share, but I truly believe God is using my story just like He's going to use yours. If this episode spoke to you, I'd be so grateful if you share it, hit that like button, or even leave a comment about where you are at your journey. I'd love to hear from you. This is Rosie, and you've been listening to Is It Safe to Say? Until next time, God bless you, Jesus loves you, and I'll see you in the next episode.